Hey everybody, Josh here again. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, it's a hot day down here in South Florida. It's Memorial Day, and we're going to continue to work on the CX500 today, guys. Project Paperweight. This is episode 4 in the series, and guys, today's goal here is going to be to get the fan off the front and drop the engine, because I have ordered a new electrical system for the bike. So that's a stator, the electronic ignition, and things like that. The stator comes from Rick's. I got a race-on ignition for it. And we got to, convert everything over to that other system, the 12-volt system that Race-On offers, to get it working. And guys, it's a good day to be working on the bike today. As you can see, it's we're getting some thunderstorms and stuff today here in South Florida. So it's a good day to be in the garage working on the bike. So we're going to get over to the motorcycle. We'll get the fan off. We'll get the clutch disconnected. And we'll go through whatever else we have to take apart to get that engine off. And then if we got some time, we'll clean it up a little bit and get it ready for us to do that ignition replacement with the Race-On and the stator and things like that, because you got to take the back cover of the engine off. We'll check the timing chain while we're in there and things like that also. But let's get over to the bike, and let's start by getting the fan off, and then we'll get into dropping the motor. Alright guys, so to get the fan off, we're gonna take this center bolt out first, and that's going to get exposed to us some threads that we can use to push it off. Now I think it's M14 by 1.5 are the thread sizes in here, but according to BJ over at Brick House Builds, that's the same threads that are on the end of your axle. So we should be able to take our axle and thread it in here if I can get it straight, which I can't. Alright guys, gotta stand by because I think we gotta move the fender out of the way. Alright guys, I had to stop real quick there, and basically to get the axle to thread in here, I had to remove the front tire and get it out of the way. So I did that, and now what I can do is I can take that rear axle back out, and I should be able to thread it in there and then just tap on it a little bit, and this should come off. So let me grab that rear axle again, and we'll attempt to do that. Alright guys, and like I said, BJ said that these threads are the same as what's on the fan here, so you just go real gentle. We should be able to get this to thread in there, which it's doing it now. We're going to bottom it out. Okay, now that it's bottomed out, we're going to grab a 17mm wrench. There's a slot right here. We're going to put our wrench on that. And now we're going to tap this gently as we tighten it. And it should. Alright, well, I'm having no luck, guys, getting this fan to come loose or to come off, so we're going to have to leave it for now and see if we can get a better look at it when it's actually off the bike and I have a motor where I can see it better, or maybe I'll have to get a different bolt because it doesn't seem like the axle trick is working for me. So let me slide this back in the motorcycle, put the front wheel back on so we drop the motor. Alright, well, we failed to get the fan off, so I'll have to check that later, but the next part about this is going to be getting the clutch disconnected and then working on dismounting the engine itself, because I think the clutch is the last thing that's still connected to the engine before I can lower it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these cables out of the way first, and we're going to loosen our clutch cable up here first, up on top here, because then I can make enough slack to take it off the bottom down there. But we'll get it all the way out here. And basically what you're doing, guys, is we're taking up all the slack, or letting in, making it as loose as possible, because then we can pop the cable out here. But I'm gonna move the camera. This is floated a little bit, and it's not playing nice. So there we go. Alright, so let's crank this all the way in. Just about all the way in. line the slot up here, and now we should be able to get the cable to come out, but I'm going to have to get something, I think. Let me take the lever off too. Sometimes it's easier. So just loosen the lever up here. So get the lever off. Now we can take this off. Now that cable's loose. We're just going to throw the lever back in here for a minute so we don't lose it. Alright, we're not going to tighten that all the way down, guys. It's just to do that. Now we got to get to the other side to actually disconnect the lever. So let's move over there. Alright guys, now that we're at this end, now we got some slack in here. All we got to do is get the cable out of the bottom there. So I'll grab some pliers to help me with that. But we can also loosen these cables, these nuts up. And once we get the cable out of there, we could just take it. There's a little slot in the front here. We can take that out. So I'm going to grab a pair of pliers. Take that cable out of there. Okay, so we got our cable out. And then loosen this nut, pull it up, and take it out. And that's it. That's our clutch cables out. So this is the cable for the tack. These cables aren't connected. Those wires go up here. So next up, we got to figure out how to take apart. I'll probably have to look this up, guys. We'll have to figure out how to disconnect the shaft, the drive shaft, from the engine itself, because I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. So I'll pop this boot back and we'll take a look at that. And then I think that'll have everything free, guys, and it'll be time to start pulling bolts and everything else and get some weight off that engine and then lower it down. So I'm going to do a battery change and pull that boot back to see how we get it disconnected from that shaft. Alright guys, so behind this boot here, this rubber boot, there is a 12mm bolt that holds the axle to it. But according to what I read, once you get it disconnected, you can pull the motor forward a little bit and then you can take that bolt out. But we got the brake lever out of the way, the clutch cable disconnected, we got all our cables and everything are disconnected at this point. And looking at it now, there's really nothing left. Took the shift lever off. There should be nothing left holding the motorcycle in the mount, in the motor, nothing else I should say holding the engine in the motorcycle. So I think I'm going to get some weight off of it, put the jack underneath it, and then start to loosen up the other bolts, and probably start with these ones in the back and then work my way forward, and then I can lower it down and see if I can expose that shaft enough to get that 12mm bolt out to disconnect the drive shaft. So we're going to set the camera up and we're going to start working on that. Good thing I go to the gym. Whew. All right, boys. That was not fun. Next object here, we're going to lower this down. We're going to get the bike off of here, at least to frame the rolling chassis, because we're going to set the table up higher so that we can do the work. Use this as a use the lift as a bench to do that work. So let's get this rolled off of there and get the engine onto the table. All right, guys, just going through the footage, realized I didn't record an outro for this video, but here we are today, guys, in the garage. Just the next morning, and here's the status we are at right now. There's the rolling chassis on the ground. Motor is on the bench and getting ready to be tear out. We cleaned off the bench over there to lay parts out. And in the next episode, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to dig into, but I do need to get a front end for this because that one fork leg is broken. And got to just check in on some other parts. Got to figure out what I'm going to do with the tail end, how I'm going to clean that up for the seat and things like that. So not sure where episode 4 is going to take us, or episode 5, sorry, this is episode 4. Not sure where episode 5 is going to take us, but stay tuned, and you guys, until the next one, be safe.